I'm Cass.
I'm Jeremy.
And today we are going to start with highs and lows, but then we're also going to talk a little bit about the garden.
Yeah, and what we're excited about growing this year and stuff like that. We went on our annual family trip over New Year's, just kind of getting home, unpacking and everything, and lost some sunlight. We were going to take you guys around and kind of show you the areas of where we are thinking about maybe adding to the garden this year, but ran out of sunlight for that. So we're just going to have a little porch chat today.
Yeah. My high was obviously our trip, just hiking and being out in God's creation was just a lot of fun. I went on a run with one of our daughters. We celebrated another daughter's birthday kind of early, so it was just a good time away. My low was probably just having to kind of rush through on decorating and kind of getting all that stuff together before we had to rush out of town. So that would probably be my low.
So my high was definitely getting away for the week, going on, vacation, going on some hikes through the mountains. We big outdoors people, so that's typically what we end up doing on vacation rather than doing like the touristy stuff. I think my ultimate high though was that it is our oldest daughter's birthday. Selah is turning 13. Oh my goodness. Cannot believe we have a teenager. I know. But she wanted to do her birthday up there with family, and so we did that. So I think that was my highlight of the week, was just seeing her reaction when she opened it. We got her a phone. It's a Gab phone, which is basically like a phone without internet, but has all the other like phone things. She can text, she can call, she can take pictures, she can do all that stuff. And she's been wanting a phone really bad. So this was kind of a way to just give her that, but also train her on how to use technology appropriately and stuff. And she was super excited. So that was definitely fun. So my low, other than taking down Christmas, was our like beautiful day to go hiking up there. It was actually a really, really windy day. And it is in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains. And they're still dealing with fire damage and trees falling because of that. So there was like gust up to 70 miles an hour in the mountains. And so there was like a hiker advisory out. They were telling people to stay off trails because of trees falling and stuff. So we were not able to go hiking on what was probably the best day up there. But we still did have a lot of fun. That was just kind of like the one day I was really looking forward to, going out and going hiking and stuff. So that was my low. So as we mentioned, it is our daughter's birthday at 1:03 tonight. She will be turning 13. So we wanted to bring her on and just do a quick little segment with her, just to help celebrate her and everything. So we're going to do that now. Have a seat. So this is Selah, our oldest, our almost 13-year-old. Oh my goodness. How does it feel to be almost 13?
Weird.
Weird? Why?
Because, it just happened so quickly.
She is like our old soul.
Yes.
She's always like, my childhood's just going by so fast. I'm like, oh, girl, you don't even know. So one thing that I really like and appreciate about Selah is that old soul mentality. She is like, has a mom heart and is just so caring. And I really do like that about her. It's fun to watch those like little traits and attributes in your kids develop. And that is really starting to come out in Selah, so that's a lot of fun. What is your favorite thing about our oldest daughter?
I think also, like, her sweet spirit. She's just very, very sweet. She's very sensitive to, like, the Lord and to people. She just has a very sensitive spirit, so I love that.
Yes. Can we, like, take these off and just take a moment? I mean, is there any question about who her mama is? What is your favorite thing about life?
Well, most of the time my favorite part is that you never know what's coming. and what's next.
Hmm.
Sometimes that's a little scary though, but other times it's fun.
Yeah, it keeps life interesting. So,
Mhm.
very good perspective
Yeah.
for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Good job. So, all right, you can go rest up and, get ready to turn 13. That's hard. It's hard business.
Sure.
I'm kind of excited we're having a teenager.
Yeah, at first I was a little worried, but she's got a good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a good one to start with.
Yes.
A good intro teenager.
So, but to get on to the topic of the video,
Yes.
gardening. It is that time of year. Not time to start planting, but time to start planning. Yes. If you're new to our channel, we have a decent size garden space. It's roughly like 70 by 35 feet. And then we have 2 kind of raised bed areas where we do most of our roots
Yeah.
and stuff. Just have better control over the soil and keeping it loose, because you really want loose soil when you're doing roots.
Yeah.
And we're able to grow a lot of food in that. But we want to challenge ourselves this year. And so we're going to go a little bit bigger and maybe a little bit better, hopefully.
Hopefully. So one thing we would like to do is include more food in our orchard area. So we definitely want to make that more of a food forest. We've talked about that. So we want to integrate some planting there again, and maybe do a couple other raised beds. So the reason why I would like to add a little bit more space to our garden is because I don't feel like we grew enough to put away for the winter. Like, we have some tomatoes put up still, but we could stand to have a couple more cans. And since we started really homesteading, that has been one of my goals, is to be able to just go in and each week be able to prepare meals from our garden all year long. So it's not like something that I have to do, but it's something I would love to do. I think it would be so fun to have a year's worth of vegetables in our pantry or in our freezer that we've freeze dried or canned or whatever, that we have access to all year round. We won't ever be able to produce all of our fruit probably and our grains and all of that stuff, but I think it would be really fun to produce all of our vegetables for the year here on our small homestead. So I would really like to have just a little more space so we can get more harvest throughout those summer months.
The other reason why we want to expand is because, I think it's important to grow like the things that your family are going to eat, or what you use the most of. Well, if you saw a video a couple of weeks back, we got seeds from a seed swap that have a ton of like fun varieties.
Yeah.
And a lot of them we're not super familiar with. I mean, they're just different varieties of like squash and stuff. So the overall like umbrella category, like squash or beans, we're familiar with, but the varieties we're not. And so we want to allow a little bit more room so that we can experiment some and have fun with some of those more fun varieties without giving up that space for the things that we are comfortable with and we know that our family likes, we'll eat, and we know how to preserve. We feel comfortable preserving.
Yeah, I'm really excited about these new varieties that we haven't grown. Not all of them are new varieties, but a fair amount of them are. So I'm really excited about that.
So on that note, we're going to talk about what we're most excited about growing this year.
Honestly, is the trombone squash. My brother and sister-in-law grew that years ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but they got tons of them, and they were so fun, and they did give us one, and it was fairly easy to cook, and it tasted really good. But for whatever reason, we just haven't ordered the seeds, and we haven't ever tried to grow them before. But we do have 2 seed packets this year, so I'm really excited about adding those to our garden. I think they're so fun.
The one thing that I am always excited about growing are peppers. And while we did get seeds, but we're also overwintering a lot of them. So, that's just one that ever since we started overwintering them, I have started enjoying them a lot more. Before we did the overwintering, they were probably the most frustrating thing in the garden, because you would have this plant, it would bloom here, typically, like middle of the summer, we get a lot of bloom drops because it just gets too hot for them, and they just don't hold on to them long enough to put the peppers on. So then you're waiting until the end of the summer, like babying these plants through, and then they start giving you peppers at the end of the summer. And it was always hit or miss a lot of times with like the bell peppers and whether or not we'd even get anything that was worth it. So it was super frustrating. Then we started overwintering, and that crop comes in so much sooner.
Such a game changer.
And you get so much more off of it that it has now become my favorite thing to grow. Yeah. We did in that seed swap packet get habaneras, which I'm really excited about.
So
we grew habanadas last year, which loved.
Yes.
Just basically a habanero without all the heat, but all the flavor.
Yeah.
But it did kind of make me miss the heat. So I'm really excited that we have those. So I'm excited about growing that.
Me too. I'm really excited about those too. I'm also really excited about some of the varieties of tomatoes. Last year we really wanted to hit the Amish tomatoes hard. I wanted to make sure I was able to get all of my sauce and salsas. So really we focused mostly on Amish paste tomatoes. But when we do have seeds for those this year, I will plant some for sure because that is a necessity for me in the kitchen. But we also have some really fun varieties of tomato plants that we weren't planting just because I was kind of really wanting to make sure we had what we needed for our family. So I'm really excited about, we have a yellow tomato and we also have a really pretty heirloom tomato, which we've grown heirlooms before, but last year we just didn't. So I'm really excited about those as well.
Yeah, and that may be one that we try to plant some out in the food forest area just to see how they do. We tend to have, as far as pests go, a lot better luck with tomatoes. Really, hornworms are the only thing. We did get blight this year, so we're going to have to hit that hard on trying to treat it for next year. So the other thing that I'm really excited about trying this year, and we're really going to have to try to find space for these and where we're going to put them, are loofah gourds. We did not get that in the seed pack, but we were talking to our friend Jesse over at The Farther You Go, and he bought some, saw our video, saw that we didn't get any. He's like, hey, I'll give you a couple seeds. So we're definitely going to, do a little seed swap with him. But I'm just trying those. It's just one of those that I've always thought would like be neat, and honestly, I've never seen one. So I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
So we're going to grow that. You're hearing us say like a lot of them, they're just fun for us to grow. That is one reason why we do enjoy doing the garden thing, just because it's fun to grow things and to just, for me, like just to see what nature is able to produce. I mean, some of these things are pretty unique.
Yeah.
But then there's the health benefit that is added to your food over like the same food you would buy in the grocery store.
Yeah. So, for us, it's really important that we grow our tomatoes and not buy our tomatoes because the skin that has been sun ripened actually can fight cancer, has cancer fighting properties to it, but those properties are lost when a tomato is grown in a hothouse or is picked early and gassed. You lose so much of your nutritional value when vegetables are grown that way. So for us, it's really important that if we're eating food for our health, that we're getting all those health benefits that we possibly can get.
Yeah. Just with all of the vegetables, allowing them to ripen naturally on the vine or plant, in the sun, in their environment, really does allow those fruits and vegetables to fully develop all those nutritional values that they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And so...
And they taste better. They're better to eat.
They do taste better.
For a lot of reasons.
And so that's just really important to us. And it's not all about like trying to save or cut on the grocery budget. That is a huge plus. That is a big part of it. But it's also just because we know that the same exact tomato variety or pepper variety or carrot or whatever that we grow in the garden is going to be a lot more nutritious than the one that we buy in the store.
Yeah.
And so that is important to us. Just eating for the health value of it.
Yeah.
And being able to maximize that and provide that.
Yeah. So that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us on our porch and enjoying a little bit of rain. We hope you guys have a great week and be blessed.